Welcome back to Living 757. Now, before the break, we were talking with Cabana Black, aka Vivian Valentine, about a lot of the positives of being, a drag performer and organizer, but it also comes with the negatives and the, and the roadblocks of things that can lead to depression and isolation. So we're now joined by licensed therapist Danielle McDowell of Lit Therapy. Welcome to the show, Danielle.
Thanks for having me.
Well, glad that you're joining us. This is a very serious and sensitive topic, okay? So I gotta ask, you provide therapy to individuals both in Virginia and in Florida, right? But concerning the LGBTQ plus community, how often do you see some of the negative obstacles and things like Cabana spoke about that they have to deal with?
Very often. There are challenges that they experience around bias and discrimination. And when they seek out support, it's typically because they've had too much. And they need an outlet, a safe space to work through the things they're experiencing.
Gotcha. So what are some of the factors to consider, when anyone is seeking therapy, but especially people in the LGBTQ plus community?
Well, you want to make sure you have a licensed person who's qualified, who has training to support individuals in the LGBTQ plus. And it's really important that they have empathy and they care about you.
Yes.
So you can find someone with a license and a degree, but they may not have that empathy and they care. And so it takes time to find the right therapist. I encourage individuals, when you're seeking out a therapist, to find someone like you would find a relationship. Build connection with them, get to know them. And you can't do that on a 15-minute call. So you may have to have a few sessions with them to see if it's a good fit.
Okay, and that's what you bring to the table.
That's exactly what I do.
Gotcha. Okay, so you always make the connections. Now, what effects do social media play on depression? Because social media does so many things, but I know depression is one of its highest forms of negative impact.
Most definitely. Social media has this good part and then this negative part.
Okay.
And in order to experience the good part, you have to take along some of that negativity that comes with it. So I encourage clients to set good boundaries, to connect with individuals who actually care about you. So on social media, there are communities that are specifically for people who care about each other.
Okay.
And you want to find those individuals, your unit, your support network.
Okay.
But those healthy boundaries are really important.
The healthy boundaries. Now, before the break, Cabana, you were talking about some of the issues, but you stopped short of saying what was maybe said to you. So what is maybe the worst thing that you heard that really messed you up, or kind of just messed with you mentally?
Well, to put it shortly, because it was very detailed, that I should be put away and I wasn't fit to live.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking to Cabana now as a therapist. How would you help him get through that, but also learn how to manage social media more on a healthy level with boundaries?
Definitely. So first we're going to establish a relationship where you feel safe to talk about what's going on. And that's first, because you need to feel comfortable with your therapist, feel comfortable with me to talk about what's going on. And when you talk to me about what's going on, we're going to highlight some of the things you did well in that situation, because I lead with strengths. And there were some things that you did well. You got that information, you paused, right? And we're going to work through things you can also do to set good boundaries around those kinds of communications. Increase your support system with people who care so they can combat some of that nastiness, like Beyonce and her beehive.
Come on here.
Right? And they come in and they combat some of that information. And also ensure that we're working on your self-care, because this social media is important for you to grow, but it's also opportunity for balance, and you need to have space to work on self, and that's looking at how you're eating, how you're sleeping, how you're hydrating, how you are breathing, doing those breathing exercises. All those things are important, so we would focus on some of those areas in session.
Now that makes me feel comfortable, so I know that
Yes.
you have to be feeling a sense of comfort just hearing that. And Danielle, thank you for just giving us an example of what that session would look like. Really quick, can you let the viewers know how they can reach out to you and get in touch if they ever needed your services?
Most definitely. My social media is Achievable Great, at Achievable Great.
at Achievable Great. Well, thank you both so much for being on the show. You continue to do your thing out there, and don't let anyone dim your light, okay?
Okay.
And you continue to do your thing as well, because you are
appreciate it.
actually
Thank you.
changing lives and stuff too, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right, awesome.